Yellowstone's portrayal of the American dream has captivated fans for 4 seasons. The subject is family. It has to do with creating a dynasty. It's about the most stunning group of strong women and cowboys in the country wearing denim. And it has a great plot. Today we will explore all the sites where Yellowstone was filmed. Stay tuned to find out all the important unanswered questions we need answered. First up, what part of the country is Yellowstone shot? Taylor Sheridan, the show's creator, isn't trying to make a standard TV show. According to the show's director of photography, Christina Alexandra Voros, in an interview with IndieWire, his goal is for it to unfold like a 10-hour movie, and location is a critical component of his plan. Voros claims that although one episode can be filmed on the ranch, another might need the cast and crew to go to 30 locations. According to the Salt Lake Tribune, up until the 4th season, 3 different sound stages in Utah served as the location for 70 to 75% of Yellowstone's production. In the Beehive State, sequences were filmed in 20 other places, although most scenes were recorded in Montana, starting with the 4th season. In the Bitterroot Valley, tucked between 2 mountain ranges, sit the Duttons and their rising number of enemies. The spectacular landscapes that tower behind the drama playing out on screen result from the region, which is only a little more than 5 hours from Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone is creating its world, so it's not only the show's spin-offs competing with Marvel to see who can develop the most extensive movie universe. Production reportedly acquired a 40,000 square foot location on 100 acres in Missoula, Montana. Therefore, even though the events we see on TV are fictional, they still happen in actual cities. Season 4's suspenseful diner shootout sequence from Yellowstone was filmed at Missoula's venerable Ruby's Cafe. Next up, where was the Yellowstone Ranch located? We have good news if you enjoy the popular Paramount Network series Yellowstone and long to see those wide-open areas, blue-tinged mountains, and stunning sunsets. In addition to serving as the show's fictional Dutton Ranch, the 2,500-acre Chief Joseph Ranch in Darby, Montana is a working ranch, a family home, and a visitor ranch with cabins for rent. The legendary location in the Bitterroot River Valley in western Montana has a history that is equally as rich as its fictional counterpart. Before Lewis and Clark discovered the area in 1805 by following a native track that crossed what is now ranch land, the Salish tribe of Native Americans had lived on the site for hundreds of years. Years later, in the summer of 1877, Chief Joseph guided his tribe as they retreated from the American army during the Nez Perce War. Before homesteaders began to arrive and the ranch, first called Shelton Ranch, was established, only a little time had gone. William S. Ford, a glass magnate and co-owner of the rank 1914, constructed the distinctive main lodge from local stones and wood. The 6,000 square foot lodge, which according to the ranch's website occupies a place alongside the Old Faithful Inn at Yellowstone and the lodges at Glacier National Park, became one of the significant wood buildings of the American West. 3 enormous dairy cow buildings and the current homes were added in the 1920s and 1930s. Next off is the Dutton Ranch available for rent. The lodge receives a new life as the Duttons' primary property in the television series Yellowstone. However, after the shooting is through, the magnificently rustic building continues to be used as the family home of the present ranch owners. As a result, it is not available for guest rentals. However, guests may book solitary guest cabins for trips. Viewers of the show will recognize the 2 independent guest houses as Lee Dutton's cabin and the cabins inhabited by Rip in Season 1 and Casey in Season 2. They were renting the ranch and recognizing everything about it because the program is incredible, given how lovely it is. Next up, what are the Fisherman Cabin and the Ben Cook Cabin? The first, the Fisherman's Cabin, is only 50 feet from the lodge and has a balcony with sweeping views of the Bitterroot and Sapphire Mountains. It looks out on the Bitterroot River. It costs $1,200 per night for up to 4 people and an additional $50 per person for up to 8 guests. Some abundant amenities include a complete kitchen, Weber barbecue, washer and dryer, DirecTV, and Wi-Fi. The second, slightly larger and called the Ben Cook Cabin, can accommodate up to 8 people and cost $1,500 per night for 4 people plus an additional $50 per person. It offers the same comforts as the Fisherman's Cabin and has just as breathtaking a view of the surroundings. Every reservation comes with access to most of the ranch, including fishing areas, corrals, and pastures for guest horses, a tour of the farm, the show sets, and the filming locations. Booking a ranch vacation is the only way to access this magnificent location because only visitors with reservations are permitted on the property. Next up, where did they film Thomas Rainwater's house and Beth's office? The Broken Rock Indian Reservation, where Thomas Rainwater, Gil Birmingham, lives, is even more away from the Dutton Ranch. The Crow Indian Reservation, where they shoot, is far away from the ranch. It takes 7 hours to get there. More than 2 million acres make up the Crow Indian Reservation, which is close to Billings, Montana. The tribal casino was filmed there and has served as the backdrop for other shooting locations. It is the biggest Showest Reservation in Montana. Sheridan requested permission to be on the reservation and learn about Native culture before production from A.J. Not Afraid, the Crow Nation Tribal Council chairman. Viewers have been following the narrative of the Native American group that wants to reclaim the Dutton's land throughout the series, as they initially loved the ground before the family took its ownership. The part of Thomas Rainwater, casino owner and opponent to John Dutton, is played by Birmingham, a Comanche. Birmingham found the job to be energizing. You might have to travel for a while to take a grand tour of the Yellowstone filming locations. Despite how they are depicted in the show, many nearby scenes are not close to the Dutton family home. For instance, it takes 4 hours to get to Helena, Montana to see Beth's office. The state capitol building is where the court scenes are also filmed in the city. Next up, did they film in Utah? The Utah Film Studio is located in Park City, Utah, far from Montana, and serves as many of the interior sites described above. But to depict the reality of small-town mountain America and the booming business world which regularly collide, the show commonly uses the Beehive State. Filmed on-site near Ogden, Utah, about 10 miles (16 kilometers) east of the Great Salt Lake, is the antagonistic megacorporation Schwartz and Meyer, which is persistently attempting to bring the Dutton family down and destroy the ranch. Although Ogden is primarily recognized as a railroad town, it is encircled by the lovely mountains we see so frequently and has several fantastic hiking and mountain biking paths open to locals and tourists. Several other city set sequences were shot on Ogden's main thoroughfare, 25th Street, a 3-block area full of fantastic eateries, art galleries, and boutiques that have served as numerous locales for the show. The golf course, Dan Jenkins, Danny Houston Lodge, and some early rodeo scenes were filmed in Utah. Next up, where was the most recent season filmed? The most recent season has seen a noticeable move toward the authentic American South, mainly due to the subplot focusing on Yellowstone worker Jimmy, Jefferson White, and his maturation at the storied Four Sixes Ranch. The Four Sixes has become a new favorite for the production because of a planned spin-off that will take place there. That ranch spans 350,000 acres of wide-open terrain and is a working and famous staple of Western America, much like Chief Joseph. The more extensive rodeo routines from this season come from Texas as well. Sheridan, a native Texan, is leaning more and more toward filming in his home state since, as you may imagine, Texas hosts quite a few rodeo championships and horse exhibitions. Although they periodically smuggle a rodeo from Arizona into Yellowstone, the cosmos is unmistakably moving south. Yellowstone will feature a lot more Texas in the future as it approaches its 5th season, and if the spin-off continues, complete with the majestic splendor of Montana and Utah. Next off, where are the downtown scenes in Yellowstone filmed? The Montana Livestock Association, where Casey is commissioner, is located in downtown Hamilton. It is a lovely town with many historic structures. Protest scenes from Season 4 were shot at 163 South 2nd Street. We passed Glenn's Cafe in Florence on our way to Missoula. There are several locations here that appear familiar. The courthouse stands where John Dutton gave his campaign speech while standing on the steps. After being shot in the Season 3 cliffhanger, he heals at the Community Medical Center at the start of Season 4. Beth also runs upon Little Carter, played by Australian actor Finn Little, who joins the family back at the ranch on a park bench outside the Community Medical Center. The Livingston Field office of the Livestock Association is where Summer stages the anti-farming demonstration and where John arrives to save the day. The Kevin Costner starring show is a gripping mashup of soapy melodrama and a grimy contemporary cowboy tale. Additionally, visiting all the beautiful locations where the show was filmed enhances the viewing experience. Which Yellowstone location was your favorite? What other location do you think Yellowstone will use? Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching.